We were able to take today's JESKAI list and run it from 98% Mythic all the way up past the top 700. This is arguably the most busted list I've come up with. Cue the intro. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're talking about JESKAI Dragons. There's been a list running around the meta of Alchemy currently, and it is mono red dragons. And I thought to myself, it's such a powerful list, but you know me, and I cannot play what everyone else is playing and make it a video. It is just not my thing. So I had to go ahead and put my own twist on it, and I thought making this a JESKAI Dragons list would be a lot more fun. Turns out, I think it might be even better too. So with that being said, we're going to dive in, talk about today's list, and get into some sweet gameplay footage. But before we do, if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you're new here and you find some value in today's content, I just ask if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button. It is a free way to help support the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And if we don't mind hitting that like button, if you guys enjoy the content as well, that goes a long, long way. So thank you guys so much if you go ahead and do that. All right, with that being said, let's dive in and talk about the list, man. So, you know what's funny? We got to start with what's not in the list today. So I really wanted to play Velomachus, right? I really wanted to play Velomachus really bad. And I knew Mono Red Dragons was really sweet. So I started building a deck around this card and realized dragons are just really good by themselves. We don't need the whole instant and sorcery game that Velomachus brings, which is casting free instant and sorceries. It kind of takes away from what this deck is really good at, and the cards that we just got from Alchemy that make it really good, which are things like the Whelp. The Fearsome Whelp right here is the most busted 2-drop, I think, in all of the Alchemy lists, and it's only an uncommon, which is really sweet. So really easy to craft. Not too many cards that you really need to craft in this new list. You can kind of take your standard deck and just throw a couple rares in this Whelp and you're good to go. But anyways, this card right here is going to make all of your dragons one cheaper every single turn that it's out. If you stack a couple of these, you know, they're going to be coming, 2 cheaper every single turn, eventually making your dragons essentially 2 drops based on whatever colors that they are for devotion. We've also got a new card in Town Razor Tyrant. This card is probably the new best dragon, I would argue, because if you can get this down on curve, which would be 3 because you got yourself a Whelp, if you can get this down on turn 3 and start making your opponent's mana, deal 2 damage to their face, or they have to sacrifice it, that is crazy value. This card is super strong in the early game. When we're talking late game and we draw this, it obviously loses a ton of value because it's not so much of a problem for your opponent to just throw away those lands, especially in late game, and not take that damage. It's not too big of a deal. But if you can get this down on turn 3, turn 4, like back to back, this could be the most busted thing you could be doing in this list. But those are pretty much the only 2 new cards in the list. From there, we have a pretty classic dragons list. We have Dragon's Fire for utility. It's obviously the best removal we can do. We can get this thing upwards to a 2 mana 6 damage because of our Inferno. We've also got 4 Dragon Orbs, so we have a ton of ramp. We have the Whelp, and we've also got Dragon Orb, 2 full play sets, so the mana shouldn't be an issue. It is the biggest issue in this list because you got to know what mana you need to play in what position, because we have double devotion to red on a lot of our creatures and double devotion to blue, and we really only have a splash of white. So you got to be really careful on how we're playing our lands. It's really the biggest misplays that I make in this list are playing the wrong lands at the wrong time. But Angel Fire Ignition, the MVP of this list, it actually joined the list late into this build, and it turned out to be one of the best cards I could possibly have, especially against control decks. You're actually going to get a really good taste of why when we go up against a certain deck here in the video. But Imrith paired with Angel Fire Ignition is almost unstoppable because Imrith has the ward ability, right? And it's ward 4 when it's not tapped. So it's really hard to kill with some spot removal. And as long as you're putting Angel Fire Ignition on this thing, it's getting bigger with lifelink, and it has vigilance, and it gives it haste. So this thing's never going to tap. It's always going to have ward. It's going to be gaining you life. So these 2 cards are really good paired together. So things like Divide by 0, no shot. We've also obviously got full playset of Goldspan Dragons, still a great card even with the nerf. Adult Gold Dragon is a great card because it also has life gain attached to it, which is so good, and some haste. It can get you back into those mirror matchups where we're taking a bunch of damage from our opponent's dragons. And then Inferno we have 2 of as well for the over-the-top victory. And then lastly, we have 4 Showdown of the Skulls, because this deck can run out of juice pretty quickly, especially when we're ramping with the Whelp and the Dragon Orb. We're going to be able to unload our hand pretty quickly, so you're going to want some things like Showdown of the Skulls to just kind of refuel you in the late game and get you some more cards. But ultimately, that's the list. We've obviously got 4 Temple of Dragon Queens because it's really great with dragons, but there's no sideboard, no learn cards, anything like that. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, it's a banger. We go from, we just got to Mythic and we grind all the way up to the top 700. No problem. This thing is busted. I hope you guys enjoy. We'll see you back here at the end for some final thoughts. Peace. Here we go. Our first game of Mythic of the season. Pretty pumped about this. We got Mythic last night. Late last night, we were up grinding with these dragons, and I'm pretty ecstatic with how they've been working for us. I think Angel Fire being a very key player here in this list. This is definitely a keepable hand, and we get to go first, so it's gonna be nice. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel today and watching the content. I really appreciate that a lot. We're gonna have some fun today for sure. We're gonna be taking out hopefully the number 167 here. All right, let's go red first. Mana consumption here is very, very tricky because we do have a lot of double commitments to colors. We have double reds, obviously, with Goldspan Dragon, Inferno. And then we've got double blue we got to worry about for Imrith. So, got to be careful on how we're doing that. The Dragonkind Orb, though, is really, really nice for fixing those types of situations. All right, next turn we get to drop our Adult Gold Dragon. We're off to a bit of a slow start. I thought maybe we would draw into something playable. I also didn't think we'd be up against Control. That's unfortunate. All right, we've got a question here. Do we play Goldspan and try to generate that treasure, or do we go for the gold dragon? I obviously think Goldspan's the way to go, but I can almost guarantee either play we make here is going to get divided. Hopefully not countered. Countered would be pretty bad, but I have a feeling it's going to get divided, so it is what it is. Divide is literally everywhere right now. Yep. Every single deck I've played against blue on my way up this ladder has been Divide City. Our list is definitely a lot better against, I think, creature style builds because we have a lot of life gain, and we usually outvalue them with our big flyers that can't typically be blocked very well. They're giving the play on over to me for the turn, pretty much on tapped, and I can appreciate that. Goldspan all day, get that treasure. We need to start generating some value here with the mana. Might be able to go Scalds here on this next turn and still get some good stuff off because we'll have Goldspan's treasures and stuff, so depends. I think if we hit a land, that'd be great. It's kind of what I want to see the most. D-Spark is the card they chose. Interesting. Alright, we do hit a land. Inferno can't be countered, which is really sweet. But I still think Goldspan's the play. Just keep packing these treasures down. And if Goldspan comes down here and there's no divide for it or counterspell, we can give it the Angel Fire Ignition. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a basic land. Alright, it resolves pretty easily. And our orb did not tap to bring out the dragon, so we don't actually get the Angel Fire Ignition. That is really annoying. We just got screwed by the auto tapper. Awesome. All right, well, do we... No, Doomscar's pretty scary. I think they played this for blue though. Yeah, they did. But any white source we get Doomscarred. That'd be pretty bad if I would have committed to a gold dragon there. All right. They're bringing out Lear already. Okay. I guess that's pretty good, especially when you have as much mana as you do. But they've only got 2 mana this turn, so Divide's no good. D-Spark though, very good. Very good. Imrith, interesting. Imrith is good because it can't be targeted. It can be, but it's hard to kill because it's got the ward 4. This is tricky. Could go here, give the ignition to it, making it a 6, but that's the same thing as just playing my Inferno out. I think Imrith is the play here. I think Imrith is the play just because, like I said, it's the hardest to count, or it's the hardest to do anything to it because it's got that ward ability to it. So it's not like they're going to be able to play any spells and go after Imrith. They're going to have to basically just deal with Imrith being out there, especially because Angel Fire Ignition gives it the ability to not tap. It just gives it vigilance. So that could be pretty sweet. I think I'm going to try to put him away here. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, so they really could divide my Imrith, but I'm gonna give them the opportunity here. I'm gonna give them the opportunity here to divide this. I'd rather them divide this. Okay, they don't take the bait. If I go for the Angel Fire Ignition on Imrith, they are just going to divide it and pay the 4. I think I just need to swing in here with Inferno. I gotta get them to eat up that divide. I have to. You know what? Let's just do this. Let's swing both here. If they want to divide the Imrith, that's fine. Yeah, they do. Okay, that's fine. That means Infernos should get through, hopefully, as long as they don't have another one. But, you know, pretty unlikely. They might... They should have another one. Okay. And is it worth... I guess it's worth pumping this at least, right? Save the treasures, but... At least give it to 7. Puts it within striking range for the Imrith to kill. Interesting. They go for the formula. They get 3 cards, making things cheaper. They're... looking to do the reduced to memory, which I can be pretty happy about because it leaves me with the creature, plus it's 3 mana. Imrith coming down, I can give it in haste and finish this game out. I need them to spend a lot of mana here. That's all. That's what I really need to see here. Okay, 4 mana that comes in tapped, so they ate up some mana there. Actually, it was a little cheaper than 4 is 3. Still pretty big chunk, and they're gonna have to deal with this. They have to, so they're gonna spend the mana for that, hopefully enough to where they can't hit the Imrith. They're not expecting Imrith to have haste, that's for sure. They are not expecting that, but they might have a divide that they can divide it right back to my hand. 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. If I draw a land though, I can cast it twice, or cast it and then go to... This is tough. This is tough. I'm pretty sure they have a divide, so this is going to be tricky. I don't think they're going to use it though, right? Because it's like Imrith doesn't have haste, so they're not exactly anticipating. All right. Let's see. I would imagine they'd let this resolve because it doesn't have haste. Yep, they do. And that was the biggest mistake they could have made. Because now they need 4 mana to stop its ward or to pay for its ward cost. And that, my friends, is the game. Let's go Imrith for the W, baby. Let's go. They don't have enough to target it. It's GG's. Whew, what a game, man. That was tough. You gotta be really careful tiptoeing around these control decks, man. Imrith is so good in this list for this particular matchup. It really is because of things like this. They probably do have a divide, but they didn't use it because they're like, oh, it doesn't have haste. Let's wait. They might cast something with haste. And it is something that you got to be concerned about. And having a ward 4 attached to it and me giving this vigilance, yeah, it's a wrap. Such a good game. That one felt really good. That one felt really good. Imrith, Angel Fire Ignition, busted combo. That's what that equals. Just wait until we can get Imrith out on like turn like 3 or something. Just something silly because of all the ramp. This is a mulligan. Shoot. Much better. We can definitely work with this. What do we give up though? Probably the ignition, if I'm being honest. I think with this particular hand, we want to get, you know, aggressive. We want to deal damage because these tyrants come in early. So I think we keep this and we drop the Angel Fire. I don't ever want to put the game in charge of us hitting a land drop. It almost never happens. So we'll just do it like this. And hope for the best. Let's just hope our land, you know, our land hate here is going to be enough to get the job done. Back to back land hate. All right, that's pretty tough. But we get the whelp down and it makes our tyrants 3s. Boom. Here's where the silliness starts, man. This fearsome whelp is just gnarly. I gotta imagine there's gonna be a big pack werewolf pack leader here, but no, they play red. Interesting. They play red, so I'm less scared of that. That's for sure. No blocks. And we need another red source, so we're definitely gonna play this for red. And let's just get in there, man. Let's start eating their green mana. I think their green mana is way more important in their build. Here comes the pain. How do you want to face the pain? They don't have any snow permanents too, so they're not running Blizzard Brawl, which feels great. It's great news for us. They take the 2. I'm fine with that. I'm a-okay with that. You know, it'd be a great top deck right now. It'd be Scalds because I could use the card draw really bad. Anytime you take a mulligan, it's never a good time. They don't attack. Yeah, I didn't think they would, but unfortunately, I can't play the whelp here because I need to play this for white. I need white mana. All right. Now, their only 2 lands that they have are going to be blowing up their face. I'm just going to really put the pressure on. Really, really lay in with the pressure here. Because our opponent has no choice but to keep their lands because they only have 2. They miss a land drop. Potentially going to miss a land drop here. So they're taking 4 a turn just to keep their mana. These tyrants are just ruthless. They might be the new best dragons out there, man. Arguably. And they still have a really tough decision here on whether or not to attack because I have the 4/4 out here. But they do. I mean, they send it. They want Tovalar to draw them some cards, which I can respect. But they are going to die on the return fire, so they get 2 cards. They have 2 green mana left over. They could make something fight something if they have like an inscription. But I think it's pretty much over. Yeah, we're too fast. We were too quick for them. They took a 2-land hand, and we happen to have the 2 dragons to make you pay for land. GG. All right, that was a very solid game right there. Not too much friction or pushback. We're back into the numbers. I mean, I don't think we ever were in the numbers, but we're in the numbers. We get to go first. We get Imrith down on 4. Is that good enough? I feel like it should be. Imrith down on 4 is pretty solid. We'll give it a shot here. See what we can do. Evolving Wilds, first card out. It's kind of a strange one to see, and it's red. Okay. All right. Well, we get gold span on 4 now instead, which could get us some more ramp, which is nice. Another orb is pretty helpful. I mean, we can go searching for dragons late game, which is nice. They foretell something. Could that be Crush the Weak or maybe like a demon bolt or whatever? Not too sure. Oh, this has haste. What is this? It says whenever it attacks, conjure 4 cards named lightning bolt. Oh, that's the lightning bolt one. Okay. Okay. Well, we've got a lot of ramp here, so getting Inferno out seems pretty solid. But so does this. So does this, and then the Whelp. It's actually kind of tough. I think I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to play the Whelp. And that way these two get a little bit of a, you know, discount. And then when we swing in with Gold Span, if we drop Inferno on the opening play, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Leaves me with 1 mana. With 2 more, 3. Okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Everything dies anyways. They played Crush the Weak, swept the board, and then dealt some damage. So it is what it is. All right, this is actually going to be pretty tough because if they start drawing into these lightning bolts, that's pretty cheap damage to the face. All right. Do I go defensive here? I feel like maybe I should go defensive here. I deal 6, that puts them to 10, but then they could throw a couple burns. I'm going to play defensive. I don't think they're going to have enough burn to kill my Inferno at all, especially not with 3 mana. And I can trade here, so. All right, they're going to allow me the trade, and they're probably going to burn Inferno to finish it off, but I think that's fine. Crush the Weak. That's fine. Let's go get a dragon. What? We missed a dragon. That's honestly the first time that's ever happened. Wow, that is actually kind of crazy. All right, well, Imrith is definitely drawing us cards because it's got the ward cost, so they're not burning it. They have nowhere near enough mana to get going on that. And, okay, that's coming in kicked. Super unfortunate. They're definitely going to attack. Oh, that's so annoying. If I can get my lifelink dragon, I'll let this go through. Okay, perfect. All right, they're down to 7. We're up to 11. Get a lot of cards there. The Whelp is actually really nice because it's going to discount these 2 dragons, and it's a great body to block their Den of the Bugbear. So I'll take it. Evolving Wilds. Why is that in there? What do they have that's landfall? Is it Morag maybe? I'm not sure. All right, we're looking good though. We swing in again next turn. We deal another 9 over the top. That's GG's. We gain life. They have to burn out one of these dragons here if they're going to have any shot. They could kill the gold dragon pretty easily, I feel like. All right, they killed the Whelp. Okay, that's 7. They just concede the game. All right, perfect. We'll take it. That was actually more tricky than I thought it was going to be. But well played on our opponent's part, man. Mono Red's pretty cool right now. I really want to go back to Mono Red. I know we just did one, but I feel like it'd be a lot of fun to do again. As you guys can tell, you can see probably how I got into Mythic now. This deck is really, really good and surprisingly consistent. But yeah, man, Whelp is one busted card, that's for sure. We can keep this. It's not the greatest hands. I'm not like super stoked about this one. But the Whelp is in the opening hand. You got to keep it. Could draw into a pretty good dragon on this next turn. If we draw into no, that's not it. All right, these are blue and white. Okay, so we're gonna do white with this. Got to be careful with the mana. I'm telling you, it's bit me in the butt too many times during the diamond climb that I just got to be careful. All right, we're going against the mirror matchup. Ooh, we get the ignition, which is really sweet. It's a really great card. Not with the cards I have in hand though. It's more of a great card with Imrith and Goldspan, things like that. All right, they're gonna make me take damage for my land, but that's totally fine. I don't think they expect me to have lifelink in my deck. Will they trade this? They might trade this, which totally fine. They might trade this off, and I'm totally cool with that. And I'm also okay with making a chump block with the Fearsome Whelp. I'm just debating actually if I want to orb here. I'm actually pretty happy they made that trade, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna double whelp here actually. Gonna double whelp. I think I need the dragon orb for 1 or 2 more turns maybe. Another whelp. That's really annoying. That's really annoying. This doesn't help me here because I can add... Oh, actually I can add 2 mana. What am I saying? There we go. There we go. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Up to 6. Up to 26, sorry. Gained 6 there. You gotta be really careful with these orbs if you haven't noticed. These orbs, man, they don't typically want to tap for you, and I don't understand why. They don't want to tap when it's like you're playing a dragon. It's like, why wouldn't you tap right here? It seems like a no-brainer to me, but I'm not too sure why that would be, but we're gonna definitely do another Angel Fire Ignition here because this is just too much value. I mean, we're indestructible. We're dealing a lot of damage. We're gaining a ton of life. Obviously the orb would have been nice there, but we'll do it next turn. No big deal. They're running the Nadar. That's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. It can't block in the air. We're gonna get at least a bit of damage through here. I'm still gonna take the 2. I've got plenty of life. Let's go grab another dragon. Hopefully a gold spam, maybe something with haste. That has haste, but we can't play it this turn. Not enough mana. Imrith seems pretty cool. If we're gonna be playing a dragon this turn, which I want to, I'd rather be playing something like this. That way we can generate some card draw. All right, so if they want to kill this, they're gonna have to block with 2 of these, or they're just gonna chump. Either way, I like the way that is. If I go in with all of these and they just chump and kill one of these, I deal 2. Yeah, just a gold dragon's fine. Yeah, they double block. I kind of figured they were gonna do that. They deal 1 extra damage too because they have oh no, they deal 2. They got the orb and they got the Nadar, so 2 whelps down. It's unfortunate, but at least, and you know, the good thing here is I have Imrith, which is fantastic because it draws us cards, right? That's the biggest thing. And they've got Angel Fire Ignition themselves. I did not expect that. I really didn't expect that. That's crazy. Okay. I thought I was one of the only mad lads running that card. We're definitely gonna take it. Angel Fire Ignition is still coming down next turn, and that's gonna allow them to gain more life and trample, so there's no point. There's no point in my whelp holding back here because it's just gonna get ran over by trample. We get a Scalds, which is super helpful. They say oops. I'm not too sure what that oops was for at all, but we do get gold dragon again in my opening, or my Scalds, and we have a Tyrant. I'd say based on our life total, I'm in a better spot, but you just never know, man. Like, it's their turn. They're fully untapped. I'm kind of exposed here. So it's like, you never really know. That Angel Fire Ignition can turn a game on its head pretty fast. I am going to give up the land this next turn. I don't need it anymore. So I'm going to allow it to just go away so we can stop taking that 2 damage. I like that. That kind of, you know, screams out desperation a bit. All right, they get to go into their dungeon again. They're going to create a treasure. Sure. Oh no, they give me -1. Oh, okay. All right, if I play this, that leaves me with 2 mana left over. If I play this and attack, I can also play this. That's pretty interesting to me. That's pretty interesting to me. Actually, I'm gonna play the Gold Dragon. I think the Gold Dragon here is a little better because we can block and gain a bit of life. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous right now. I don't know why. I've got this weird feeling like I'm missing something here, but I think we're okay. Unless they somehow miraculously run like Doomscar in their deck, that would be pretty crazy. Obviously they have the dungeon ability to draw a card next turn. That's not bad. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, I think that's a pretty good sign that we got this. That's a pretty good sign that we got this, that they just spent 3 mana to draw 1 card. Tyrant comes in, that's GG's. Okay, we got it. Whew, scared me. Scared me a little bit there. All right, they get to go into another dungeon. Each player loses a life, no blocks. Nice, let's go, baby. Unstoppable. This list is actually unstoppable. Crazy, man. Crazy. Top 800. Looks like we have time for another game here, so let's see if we can get 1 more win. If I can somehow string together another win, I'm going to be so happy. I think I'm going to adjust my camera. I feel like my camera is just not in the right place. There we go. And I can scoot more frame. There we go. That's been driving me crazy for like a week. I don't know why I didn't think to just move the camera. Anyways, I wonder why the Mythic logo is all jacked up right now. It's a weird bug. We get to go first. Oh boy, this might be the game we lose. That's definite mulligan. Okay, that's not terrible. It's not terrible. Got the dragon orb for an early gold span, but gonna need to see a Scalds here probably if we want to get back into this value wise. Our hand's gonna run out pretty quick. Gonna run out of juice pretty fast. Blue dragon orb, let's go. The old dragon orb. Mono green though. Mono green is tough. We have 2 Dragon's Fires. Couldn't be better, honestly. It's a nice pull right there. Okay, we're gonna let the Werewolf Pack Leader stay on the field for a moment. We're gonna see what they're gonna play on turn 3 here. It's the classic troll, so decline that. Just blow it up. Old Growth Troll comes down. We're going head to head with that in our gold span here. Gold span though is gonna spit us out a treasure, which is gonna allow us to use Dragon's Fire here on their turn, which does kill the Old Growth Troll. And from there we're pretty much out of cards though, so we've got to hope that we can ride this to the finish line. It's gonna be extremely tough to do so. I'm gonna allow the Old Growth Troll to stay alive because this other creature has haste, and the Old Growth Troll is reoccurring value because they get it back as a land and then they could spit it back out as a token later. So we're gonna let the Old Growth Troll stay. All right, Imrith, I could not ask for a better top deck other than Scalds. Nice. It's big enough to make a block here against the Old Growth Troll, and it draws me cards. God, it's been a good day. Oh no, over Unnatural Growth. Oh, that's pretty brutal. Okay, we'll take 8. We're dealing 9 here. That's game? Yeah, it's game, I think, right? Yikes, we top decked a gold span. That top deck was pretty nasty, I can't lie. Unnatural Growth wasn't the play, I don't think, man. That was a great card. Obviously, that's a fantastic card. I love that card. But when you're facing down 9 damage in return with like, I don't know, like 13 life left, you gotta be careful. Yikes. We'll take it though, man. Holy cow. Okay, that last game was very quick, so we can squeeze in one more here. Not that I'm complaining. This has been one of the more easy to win lists I've ever had in my life. We absolutely are flying, by the way, through. We flew by Diamond. Like, we flew straight through Diamond. Once I figured this list out, we were stuck in Diamond for a little while. Alchemy came around. We've played some mono black, which was crazy good. Still had its flaws here and there, but then we switched over to dragons for this video, and I was kind of trying to tune it up. I did not want to do the mono red stuff that everyone's been doing. I like to try to do things a little different, so try to put together this Jeskai list, and it took a little while to dial it in, but I think once we've put the Angel Fire Ignitions in this thing, it feels pretty much unstoppable. We just kind of cruise through like the last 3 tiers of Diamond, no problem. This is a very interesting hand. It's going second, so we have Dragonfire, which is super helpful, but if we don't draw into anything else interaction wise or cheap spells, we could get ran over before we get Goldspan out. Gosh, it's all dependent on the top decks here. I don't think it's that bad though. Okay, it's definitely not good. It's definitely not good. All right, let's just do decline. We'll do red. Mono black, it looks like. Okay, no snowlands. Interesting. Well, I don't want to show him anything. Yeah, we're not going to show him. Red, blue. This can also be red, white, or blue. Doesn't matter. We do need double blue for Imrith. We might need to make it blue. All right, they bring out the brushstroke. Go red. Say go. We'll hit him with the Dragon's Fire, I think, on the Blood Artist. The Blood Artist being one of their best cards right now. All right. Wow, they have another one. That's actually tough, man. Okay. That's really tough. All right. At least our stuff is like big enough to kind of dodge Meathook Massacre. Not exactly, but like it's going to be a little while before Meathook Massacre can like really come down and terrorize us. I probably should have considered doing that for white. I did it for blue because if we top deck any land whatsoever, we can play Imrith. But I'm guessing I should have probably done white on second thought. I was so focused on what their board state looked like and how much mana they had that I didn't realize I should have done it for white. I had Scalds in my hand, so playing Scalds next turn could have been really clutch. We need to find life gain. We need to find that Angel Fire Ignition. Hopefully we top deck. I mean, this isn't a perfect world, but we top deck a land, play Imrith, and then we could start putting Angel Fire Ignition on Imrith, which would then make it really hard for Meathook Massacre to kill it. That's really frustrating. We get the Angel Fire Ignition. Okay, hold on now. Maybe just the Whelp here, and then the Whelp makes the Imrith cheaper, and we Dragon's Fire one of these Blood Artists. But if we Dragon's Fire one of them, we're taking a boatload of damage, man. These things are wild. Ugh. They have 3 of them. What a draw they had here, man. This is their best card in their deck, and they've got 3 on the field already. That's crazy. They might sack that. They might sack that, and if they sack that, they deal damage obviously to my face. I'd like to just try to mitigate as much damage as possible here. Deadly Dispute, yada yada. There's the Witch. Okay, a lot of really good sack targets. If I could just survive though, like a turn or two here, that's pretty brutal. I can't lie. That's about as brutal as it gets. I need a white source, man. I gotta get this Angel Fire down. Angel Fire is gonna have to try to save our life here. I screwed up. If I played that for, you know, white, we could have been in okay spot right now, but I take this loss. 100% this is on me. 100% on the misplays. So I'm saying, man, the mana is what gets me every time. If ever I make a mistake in this list, it's gonna be because I played my land wrong. Tricky, 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 man. All right, I mean, all we could do is hope to survive here. It's probably our best bet to surviving is by playing this. I know it's... Ugh, it's so gross, though. Such a bad play. Such a bad play. They're still at 20. Iron is great, but then if they just play one creature, blow it up, I take so much damage. I gotta kill this. I've gotta kill it. Oh, I hate this. Too many blood artists, man. And we're taking 3 damage a pop on these blood tokens. Didn't even realize I had 2 over there. Oh my god. Yeah, we're dead. All right, we had to take a loss eventually. I was just in the mode of like, man, I was feeling myself really bad at this list, and I was like super excited to maybe crack top 500 here in this video, but I can't get too greedy. We had a great run. We had a fantastic run. There's the blood token. Surprised they didn't just sack their blood artist there. It would have dealt damage and then crack the blood token. They would have won. There you go. Good enough. GG's. GG's. Well, we had a great run. A fantastic run. We scraped the top 700 at one point, so you gotta love to see that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. So let's dive in now into the breakdown. That's gonna do it for today's gameplay footage, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a blast and an honor to make for you guys, because this is, like I said, the most powerful thing I've probably made in a long time. So I feel like as far as videos go, this might be one of the more helpful ones I've ever given, because if you copy paste this thing, you are going to get wins. I've never been more confident about that in any other deck. It is really strong right now, especially in Alchemy's, you know, current meta and things that are going on. I think Dragons is one of the best things you could be doing. But as far as things I would change, we're going to dive into that in just a moment. I just want to give you guys one quick, huge shout out for whoever has made it this far into the video. I just want to say thank you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart. If you made it this far, I really appreciate that. It goes a long way with the algorithm here on YouTube, pushes the video out to more people. So thank you for all of your support. I appreciate that a lot. With that being said, things I would change. I don't think there's much here as far as change goes. Obviously, when we started the video, I was explaining to you guys how I wanted to put Velomachus in this list. I think this card with the Whelp could be incredible, but that would mean you'd have to change the entire makeup of what the deck is, because you really want Velomachus to be hitting your instant and sorcery spells, right? So like the whole genetic makeup of the deck would be completely different. And so I don't think that has a good place in today's list. There are some other really cool dragons as well that might fit pretty well into the deck. I've tried my best to fit Galazeth Prismari into the list, because Galazeth here is going to spit out a treasure the moment it lands on the battlefield, which could help mana fix a lot of your issues. But it didn't seem to play very well in today's in this list. I really couldn't find a good spot for it where it was better than anything else that's in the current list. I really don't know where I could make the cuts. Like I said, I had it in here before. I cut one orb because, you know, it's got a little bit of mana built into itself. I cut an orb. I also cut down one Imrith, and I think I cut down, what else? I think I actually cut down one land because I'm up to 25, I believe. Yeah, I'm up to 25. So I cut a land and I put in 3 of these, and it just seemed a little more inconsistent than normal. I also was running Prismari Command at one point because there is an artifact going around that gives you 2 mana. I totally forget what it's called, key of something, but they can go ahead and get 2 mana off of that thing and go and conjure some stuff out of some spell books. It's a really powerful card. So I had a couple Prismari commands in here for generating me treasure and destroying their artifacts, and it works really well actually in their initial build, but I ultimately ended up cutting it just because I feel like Angel Fire Ignition was the spot that it was in, and Angel Fire Ignition really gets us back in, so it has saved me in so many games where I otherwise would have died. And Angel Fire Ignition goes over the top, boom, we're right back in the game. I really like where the deck is at. I hate the fact that Imrith is 2 blue. I think that's the biggest problem I'm having right now, is trying to find consistency with getting Imrith down, because Imrith is 2 blue. So even if this thing is getting, you know, the discounts down to 2 blue, it's still hard to throw down 2 blue in this deck and justify it, because everything else is white and red. So the colors make it a little tough. But as long as you're very careful about which lands you're playing at which times, it's very powerful. Obviously, you guys got to see. I don't need to say anything. I showed you guys how powerful it could actually be. I hope, though, you enjoyed. That's the best I've got as far as ideas regarding the list. I'm going to end the video here. But before I do, as always, just one huge shout out goes out to the Marty Mob. As usual, huge shout out to the Marty Mob. Love you guys. You guys are the best. These are the best because they are part of the Marty Mob membership program here on the channel. They are supporting the channel through a monetarily, you know, a monthly fee that they pay. They also get some perks and benefits added to their account, but they are supporting the channel overall, which is why I'm so appreciative, and I thank you guys for that. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys want to become part of the Marty Mob, hit the join button down below, hit the link in the description. You can learn all about it, what it offers and things like that. So thank you so much for your support, guys. I appreciate all of you guys. We'll see you on the next video on Wednesday, and we'll see you for the live stream as well. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the Mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.